I have my disgust mug today because this is how I feel about the topics we're talking about today. And that's the tea. It's actually coffee. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the end of an era. There have been a few things floating around on Disney social media. I'm a little late jumping on this, but I still want to talk about it. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is Disney housing. Disney housing's closing. Chatham Square, Patterson Court, the Commons, and Vista Way are closing. Is Vista closing? I think Vista's closing. I haven't seen anything confirmed that they're closing. I'm assuming they are with the other three. I know, before anyone comes at me, I know that this was going to happen eventually. They were building Flamingo Crossing to eventually have all of us, like I still work there. They were building Flamingo Crossing to keep all the DCP, ICP, and CRP kids together. With COVID, it's just everything's moving a lot faster and they're officially closing. The next batch of participants will just go right to Flamingo Crossing. This is really sad because I know that when I was thinking of doing the program and doing my research and hoping to one day eventually be on the program, I was so looking forward to living in the original Disney housing complexes because it's like part of history and tradition. So the fact that these apartments are being gutted to be rented to actual people that aren't Disney cast members is just a little weird to me. Like all those signatures under the countertops, the tables, they're all gone now. And it's so sad. Like, I don't know, like I just don't know how I feel about it. Actually, I'm disgusted. Like I said, I know this was going to happen eventually. I know that they were going to slowly move everyone into just Flamingo Crossing, but everyone was kind of expecting to have a little bit more time with the Disney housing complexes and finish their program on it, and no one was prepared to be the last people that would live in those housing complexes. Like, I am so happy I got to live in Chatham, my dream complex. I am so happy I got to do that. I am kind of happy that I do get to be part of Disney history for one, being there, working there and being sent home during COVID, for being the last people to live in those complexes. But it's just sad, like under the circumstances, like it would have been nice to be the last people to live in those complexes but have my program end and then go home, not be sent home, and they're only closing this at this time and this rate because of COVID. I saw some pictures of Flamingo Crossing and I think it looks really nice. It looks like it's going to be very comfortable to live in, especially the bedrooms. Like, I'm gonna put it right here. The fact that like they're gonna have these nice big beds and a divider, which I think is great. It kind of takes away from like that like rough housing experience that some of us had to deal with. I was lucky enough I didn't really have that, but there were a lot of people who like dealt with a lot with housing, and I feel like their rundown apartments were part of the experience, and the fact that they're getting this like really nice new apartment, like lucky you and like good for you, but like it kind of sucks too. Like living with 6 girls and only having one fridge, that was not supposed to happen, and we like always talked about housing about getting another fridge and we never got one. So the fact that like you're gonna have such like the new participants are gonna have this nice big apartment and probably have everything they're supposed to have, I'm kind of jealous. Also, when looking at some of the pictures and like looking at the pool they're getting, like I never went to the Chatham pool, but like with the pool they're getting, it kind of, yeah, like I like how it looks more like a resort, but I don't know, there was something about the Disney housing that made it feel like real life, like this was like your apartment, you're going home. It's like a way to step out of the Disney bubble because it was so like rough. Like it was like a little run down, it wasn't like top of the line gorgeous, didn't look like a Disney hotel, and this to me does. So I feel like you just kind of lose that experience right there. I think the thing I'm most sad about is that I didn't get to live at Chatham very long. I've always wanted to live in Chatham, so I was really happy to get it, but it's kind of sad knowing that like my name under the counter was never seen by anyone but me and my roommates. Like, that tradition I never really got to carry on, but at the same time it's like we closed out China. It's so weird, and I don't like the idea of random people living in these apartments. Like, it's just weird not knowing a cast member is going to be living in those apartments. Like, I just don't like the idea of it. I'm sorry, like, I don't. Like, this is like, these are history, these are tradition for the program. I know traditions change and I know things change, and Flamingo Crossing is going to be a great new housing complex and everyone gets to be together and it's going to make it a lot easier. I get that 100%. It's beautiful. The people who get to live there are so lucky. It's also going to be really weird eventually going back to Florida and like driving by just to like see it and not see the Disney International Program signs or the DCP signs. Like, it's all going to be gone, and it's going to be weird not seeing like the Disney buses come and get all these people in their costumes. It's gonna be weird seeing normal people live there, like normal people walking in and out. Like, whoever gets that apartment, my apartment, you're lucky. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that they were going to be renting and selling these apartments to just like normal people, I was like, do I buy myself a little vacation apartment and buy my old Chatham apartment? Still kind of thinking about it. Not that I have the money for that, honestly, but if I save up, I would buy that apartment. It was cute. I'd have to see what they do to it after they gut it first, obviously. I'll have to keep that in mind when they post the new pictures. I kind of really want it. It's super sad. Again, super excited to see what Flamingo Crossing looks like, and if I do another program, it'd be really exciting to live there because it's so pretty. Chatham Square is my home there, and it will feel really weird going back on a program and not going to my Chatham apartment. But times are changing, things are changing, and it's time to change, I guess. To anyone who has been hoping to do a Disney program for the longest time and has been looking forward to living on Disney housing one day, especially in any of the ones that are closing, I just want to say I'm so sorry. You'll get to experience the original Disney housing and the broken down apartments and the struggles that come with living in those classic Disney housing complexes. But what's super exciting for you guys who are the first to move into Flamingo Crossing, you will be a part of Disney history that way. And if you're not one of the first people to move into Flamingo Crossing, you still get the opportunity to carry on a new tradition, whether it's signing under countertops again or signing under the table. Like, I don't know, like whatever they do this time, you get to carry on that tradition, which is so exciting for you guys, and you guys get to help create that tradition. I really hope I get to be one of the first people to move in and help carry on a new tradition. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is the Disney sign. I'm actually so sad they're changing it, and it is literally the end of an era. It literally says an end of an era on the Disney article I saw. Okay, I'm gonna post the old picture here. This is what it used to look like, and this is what it's going to look like. I really like the color choice. I think the blue and the gray and the gold really pop and stand out. I think it really fits the theme of Disney and how Magic Kingdom looks. I love the blue and gold, and the gray just looks fabulous. I do like how they kept Mickey and Minnie on the sides.
Oh my god!
I just won! Wait,
Sorry about that. My friend just like messaged me saying, guys, Biden won. I know I'm not American, but that's so exciting. Anyways, moving on. And I love that they kept Mickey and Minnie on the sides. I noticed that they're flipping them. Like, instead of Minnie Mickey, it's Mickey Minnie. Unless just the way the picture was. Like, the picture is, like, I don't know, it looks like they're going to be flipping them. They still look cute. They're still the same poses. They're going to really stand out against that, like, deep royal blue. As much as I loved the purple and the reds, I do think the gray and blue are going to look a bit better. The yellow behind the red writing was, like, classic Disney, but I think the royal blue with the white writing just really pops. The one thing I'm not a fan of is that it's just going to have flags at the top and not the castle. I understand that Magic Kingdom isn't the only Disney park that's there. We have Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios, but I do think that the castle is such a classic Disney logo. I just think that the castle should have stayed there. I don't like just the flags. Personally, this is what really gets me. I have some really strong feelings about this. I do not like how it's not gonna say where dreams come true. Instead, it's gonna say the happiest place on earth. Now listen, I don't know why this bothers me so much. Both very Disney and like it is the happiest place on earth. There's something about when dreams come true, where dreams come true, that just, it hits differently. I go to Magic Kingdom, I'm a princess. I go to Epcot, I'm traveling the world. Like Animal Kingdom, I'm an explorer. In Hollywood Studios, I'm an actress. I'm a star. Like I'm making movies. Like I don't know. There's something about where dreams come true. Like to me, it literally does feel like the place where dreams come true. And all my dreams do happen to involve Disney, and my dreams can come true in Disney. So I feel like that's why it like resonates with me. I do have to admit, the more I look at the sign, the more I do like it. And I think the happiest place on earth is a great slogan to have there with the times we are having, you know, COVID. So I do think it does fit in very well, and it's going to look great. I just think where dreams come true fits a lot better, and I like it a lot better. Also with the sign, this is something I've seen every time I've went to Disney, and it just reminds me of my first trip. The first time you go under the sign, like the feeling you get, it's just going to be super weird that the next time I go under that sign, it's going to look different. But literally end of an era, new sign. It's going to be cool. It's going to look beautiful, I think. No matter what Disney does, it looks beautiful. Even if I don't, it's not my favorite thing. It always looks great, and I do grow to love it. As much as I loved this sign, there were a lot of colors. It was really busy. I love it, don't get me wrong, very vintage, classic Disney, but it was a very busy sign. I do think that the blue, the gray, and the gold is going to stand out, and it's going to really pop. It's not as busy. Again, I wish the castle was on it, and I do wish it still said where dreams come true, but it's fine. So there are quite a few things changing with Disney. The housing complex is the sign. It's not weird to see Disney changing. It's weird the two things that are changing. So yeah, anyways, I don't really feel angry or disgusted anymore. I just feel sad and excited to see it and to see the reaction people have, and yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear some of your opinions on the sign changing and the Disney housing, if you know anything about the housing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.